Hey, what's up guys? Travis here with Every Single Sunday. Today we're here with Jay Clark from Dunlop and Dirt Bike TV, so make sure to check out his YouTube and his Instagram. Today we're going to be doing some tire installations, some brand new Dunlop MX-33s for my motorbike. So Jay's going to give us a step-by-step on how to get that done.
Here's how we do it.
All right.
We have our tools. I like to have a good tools set up. I got tire paste. I like to have a good tire paste. This is a Hunter Engineering, like kind of an automotive, heavy truck stuff. Motion Pro tire spoons, a ratcheting wrench for your rim lock, valve core tool like this. I just get like at Napa, and then Motion Pro Bead Buddy tire. We got our baby powder for the inside the tire.
All right, guys, first off, thank you so much for watching our videos. We really do appreciate it. If you get any value at all from this, please click the link in the description. It'll take you over to RockyMountainATVMC.com. This is a great spot to buy your parts and accessories, tires, tools, all the stuff Jay just mentioned. You clicking on the link in this video description or on our Instagram takes you to their site, shows that you got sent over there from us, and we get a small commission off your sale. Thank you so much for your support.
And then also I like to be on a good stand. You can see I stand on my stand. So I like to have a good footprint so I can be out here, and it really gives me a lot of leverage on it. If you're taller, you'd build it a little taller. We have the drawings for these. If guys email me, contact info is easy. They can contact me, and we'll email them the full directions on how to make the drawings, how to make one of these. So hope that helps a lot of guys, and it's free. Guys always ask about that. How much is it? I go, it's free. It's nobody. One of our fans helped draw it up off of one of my videos, and so he drew it up, and it's really helpful.
That's all.
So that helps. We start with the sprocket side up, and then I like to get the rim lock nut all the way off, and to get it to where it's like about right there, so just at the very end. And this is how you should run your valve stem, just like you have it. You want to have the nut against the cap, and that allows the tube to be able to move. And then I'm going to take the core all the way out. Some guys will just let the air out. Don't just do that. Just get it all out. Then there's no question here. Okay, so we got all of our air out now, and I'm going to start a little ways away from the rim lock. And I'm against a knob, you can see right here. I'm not over here. I'm right on a knob, so I get more leverage to push down. And I'm going to do that kind of all the way around the tire, just like this. And then when you get over to the rim lock, it's going to be a little tougher, of course. And then sometimes you can push it just like that, and now it's all the way off this side. If it doesn't push right there, you have to go to the other side and get it loosened, and then you can get that rim lock undone. So again, I'm going to start a little ways away from the rim lock, just like that, maybe about a third of the way. Got one little gouge in there already. That's not for me.
That's for me. I might have tried to ride some rocks on the 450 once.
Okay, so now we're still walking around. Now we're all the way off. So this is the key, all the way off. Now I'm going to start about a third of the way or so away from the rim lock, and I'm going to pull this right towards me, tuck it in under here. And when you go under, you can just feel it, just get under that tire spoon there. And then different than a front, I'm probably going to use 3 spoons. You don't have to, but it really helps to drop that third one in just like that. Now you can get rid of one, and now you only need one the rest of the way. And you can see my body's kind of staying against the tire, keeping pressure on it. My left hand's pushing down like that. Now we're all the way off. I flip it over. Now at this point, a lot of guys would pull the tube out, but you really don't need to. It's just an added step. I'm going to go a little ways away from, I'm going to put it right under the sprocket, just like that.
This is one thing I've seen a couple people try and push the tire all the way over at this point versus putting the wheel into the middle of the tire like you're doing.
Yeah, this is just so much easier. And this is the way I learned from the Dunlop guys, 20 plus years ago. Now at this point, I just push my body against it since we're all the way off. And I'm going to pull the tube out. I'm going to push the rim lock back up. So now you see all this open area. I can just go like this, and then it'll all come off just like that. So at this point, I'm going to go like this. I'm going to check out this rim tape, and what do we think here? Not totally happy with that, so I think we're gonna maybe put a new band of rim tape on here. So we're gonna put this up here, just get it out of the way. move our tools out of the way, and I'm gonna come up here. What I don't like is that some of our rim tape is on the lip of our rim.
Where the tire is actually going to seat.
So we want to have that off.
Looks like it was done by an amateur.
That's totally possible.
That's me.
Good. Now we got a little strip here. Oh, nice. So we're gonna get this all cleaned up for our new Gorilla Tape. And we're gonna try just to stay in this valley right here. We wanna stay just from here to here, cover up those spokes. And we'll have to do 2 laps of I got a little residual right here. Then I like to find the sticker on the hub. It gives me a little reference point. And that's Faster USA. Colin, know him well, so we're gonna just start right there. That gives us a little reference as we go around the rim. Just like so. So there's 1 lap. I'm trying to stay just in that valley there, the center of the rim. And there we go. So there's. I'm gonna pick this up here, get that down there, and then I'm gonna kind of push down here all the way around, just get this fully seated down, this tape, in between each spoke. Just like that. And this will last a long time, years. Couple few years of a lot of use. Just like that. So now at this point, we got our 2 holes right here. Let's get us a nice razor blade. And there's a couple ways you could do this. Sometimes I can feel it with my finger. I'll go like that and I'll poke a hole. And that shows me kind of the center of the hole. Mm-hmm. And then I'll just get this razor blade here and cut a little circle, squarish thing out of here.
And you actually like to take the whole chunk of tape out of there just to get rid of the material versus shoving it down
right.
The rim lock, which will make it kind of bind up.
Yeah.
And put pressure on the valve stem from the tube itself.
Right, you're fighting it all the time. It's got a bunch of goo on your rim lock or on your valve stem. So I like to get it all the way out of the way. If you don't, you're just kind of kicking yourself later. So pretty much all out of the way there, and I'm going to put this rim lock back on like that. Grab the nut, and the nut we just put it on to where it stays on. Right about that, it's kind of flush. Okay, so now I'm going to go over to the other hole, do the same thing. Push down. So now we're good to go, and now. Okay, so we got our wheel back on here with the rotor side up. Rim tape is all good, our rim lock's on. We got our rear tire here, MX33. We're gonna put a bit of baby powder in here. It's a cornstarch based, that's the one you wanna use. There's a couple different out there. And I just spin it around and see how it gets all the way around the tire. That's gonna make a longer lasting tube. Also, could prevent a little bit on pinch flats as well, because the tire and the tube will move a little bit better together. So now we're gonna throw this in here like this. Now this is a step that a lot of guys, old school guys, aren't used to doing. They used to put the tube in after they get one side of the tire on, right? And then have to fight the rim lock, and this is the way to do it. So I put the core back in. We're gonna put some air in the tube. You wanna do this so that you don't pinch it. So right here, just a hair bit too much tire pressure, so we're just gonna let a little bit out, just like that. So it's holding it all just barely, like that. Now we're gonna use some tire paste and go around like this, and then you wanna get on this lip as well. So on the inside and on this one all the way around. Okay, and we're gonna do the same thing on the other side. Now this rear tire is not directional, so we don't have to worry about that. We got both sides pasted up, and we're gonna go to our valve stem hole right there. Drop that in, and I got the valve stem nut in my hand, and I put it on about a third of the way or so. Got the rim lock like this, and I pushed my body against it, and now I got the tire a little over halfway on already at this point. If this was an 18, I can get almost all the way on. So I put my hand underneath and just pop it just like that. Got my
You're using your body as well to push the tire up against it.
So I'm staying against it. And this is a spot where people could scratch the rim pretty easily. So that's why I'm using my left hand to pull up that tire. You don't want to scratch your nice, pretty rim. Okay, so now we're gonna flip it over. Just double check that the rim lock looks good. Tube is inside here. Tube's not stuck out at the valve stem. That's an area that could, if it was, we'd walk it over. We're gonna flip it back over like this. We're gonna start. We're making sure, I like to make sure our tube is all, one step I will do is kind of come in here and make sure the tube is on top of the rim lock, not stuck in the rim lock, that the rim lock moves like that, has good movement. And I'm gonna start about right here.
Okay.
And I'm gonna use 2 spoons like this, and then drop in my bead buddy just like that.
Cool. Bead buddy just basically adds an extra hand to keep the tire down below the rim.
Exactly. And it's a buddy you can rely on.
It's a good friend to have.
Yeah, he doesn't show up without gas for the ride or whatever. He's not late. Okay, so just drop it like that. And I'm taking kind of short bites. I mean, it's only like 2.5 inches or so, 3 inches. And kind of like this. And then I can make sure it's staying off the bead on that side. And then I can come over here and another one. Now at this point, I'd probably come over here, make sure it's staying off the bead. I'm on top of a knob right here. My leg's underneath. Again, this is why it's nice to have this good stand. Just like this. And then I got one more bite. And I don't go in the middle of that. I'm kind of like a third, knowing that I can pop it all on. Like that. And then I want to beat it up nice and quickly while our tire paste is still good there and good. And it's going to pop on like that. And then I like to get a rag and really wipe all this off to make sure that, well, it looks nice, but also that we're beaded all the way up. And I'm going to go to the other side. If you don't check the other side, it'll inevitably not be.
Been there and done that.
Beat it all the way up. Okay, so now we're going to tighten up our rim lock. And you don't want to get this too tight. You just want to get it good and snug. Just about that right there.
Okay. A little bit of flex on there.
So you just feel it. You can over tighten this and break them. If you're a really strong guy, you can over tighten it, break it. You can also, it'll bend your rim if you have it too tight. So you just want to get it good and snug. I'd rather be a little bit loose on that than too tight. Now we're going to set tire pressure. And you're not going to ride this for almost a week, so we're going to leave it a little high for you. So we're going to leave it right around there. And then you can let some air out when you go ride. Probably run it around 12.5 to 13, somewhere in that range. Get good traction.
Perfect.
And again, we like to leave it, just like we showed you at the beginning, like that, so it has room for the tube to move if it needs to. So that's it. Any other questions? What do you think?
I think it's looking pretty good. Excited to get back out to the track, rip this MX-33 Dunlop, and be hooked up.